Chillin' with the Mayos, catch the vibe. Every convo gonna feel alive. Tune in now, we got the scoop. Laughs and insights, join the troop.
Chillin' with the Mayo. You know it.
Okay. So there's this big thing about 5 love languages, right? I think most people, I'm gonna be honest, we took a test today. This is the first time in some time. I think this conversation's even come up, but it was necessary because I think if your love language is very different from your partner's, it's going to be hard to have certain conversations about maybe feelings or, how certain things come across, because what means so much to me doesn't mean so much to him, right? So when we did this, I knew what his love language was before he took the test, and I felt like he had a good understanding of mine. But of course, these tests make you like pick one or the other, and sometimes it's a little bit of both. So I felt like mine was pretty spot on, but I felt like I was some of the other ones too. But mine came back as words of affirmation. Right? He named it. He named it.
I know you like a book.
He that's what he said.
But mine was off. Yeah.
His was
Yeah, mine was off.
his was off. But what did yours come back as?
I think touch.
Okay, physical touch, which I would say if I had to say he was 50-50, it would be that and gifts.
Gifts, man, bring me the gifts. I like gifts. But see, what it is they didn't do a good enough job with the questions, because it'd be like, would you like a gift over
a hug?
A hug, or sex with your wife? Like, come on, man, what are you talking about? Like, no, like, And then what kind of gift? Like, gifts is vague. It could be something small, it could be something big. If it's a big gift, it's going to be different than if it was a small gift.
I don't know. It was like, okay.
And what's the situation, like the occasion, like what's going on right now?
It was pretty standard. It was like, okay, would you rather, if it came to spending quality time, would you rather receive a small token of affection or have a home cooked meal by your spouse? I'm gonna pick the home cooked meal. I don't need your random act or your random gift so that you can go skate off and go play the Xbox. Let's spend some time together. Let's do that. But for everybody else who would just be like, no, thank you, or would rather something else, then it's going, again, I think it's funny to have those kind of conversations, because maybe you don't think telling your partner like, oh, you look so beautiful today, or oh, you smell lovely, or oh, you looking nice today. Maybe you don't think that that's a big deal for you, or that doesn't move or shake you like it would your partner. So I thought it was a good thing to have a conversation about, or at least to know what your partner does hold near and dear to them. Because even at the end of the day, if you really want like points, like big brownie points, big vacation points, like I get to do what I want to do, you'll do something that matters the most. And if you know how to get to them, well then, if all you got to do is wake up and write them a little love note and leave it on their nightstand.
I agree with that. If you know your if you don't, especially if you don't know your partner, and you're not super, well connected like that, then that test would definitely help a lot, because then it'd be like, oh, well, I didn't know it was your love language. See, as for me, as you saw, I knew it to a T, so I picked all your things out, boop, 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 without her even telling me. I even knew to the point it was a combination. So it was like, it's not no one thing. It's like 3 of those. You know what I mean? So if out of all those,
he is right about that.
Out of those 5, it was 3 of the 5. It was a combination. You're like, yeah, that's actually what. But if it was one, it'd be that one. So I even broke it down to that point. But that comes from being connected. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you got that type of bond where, and that's why I said, at the end of the day, people need to be trying to find, I feel, their best friend. You know what I mean? Because you gotta want to be around that person. That's another thing. You see people, they don't even want to be around each other. Like, they just in it just to be in it sometimes. Like, yeah, in a relationship, you're miserable. Why are you in a relationship? But
you know what happens though? And it so easily happens. People just be together so long, you think that person that you met 10, 9, 8 years ago is still the same person that they are today. And so commonly we get it misconstrued that people don't change in the midst of just growing up. Again, like what we liked in high school, we don't like now as in our 30s and 40s. So to think that a relationship isn't supposed to morph into something different, into something better and evolve, that's what your goal is. But sometimes you're not connecting, like you're not growing together. You're not building that life together that allows you to grow, but then you're significantly still learning each other and still becoming interested in who you're becoming. Because I might just like the plumber. I didn't sign up for this network marketer you trying to be now. And so now you want me to do all this stuff, and that's not the life I decided to have with you.
Okay, so that's what I'm about to say. So you think it's fair that the person just instantly, boom, put the unrealistic expectation and like expect you to change overnight? Because think about it, it takes time to get to any place you're trying to get to. So when you changing or you're morphing into this new person or this new you, whoever you with is seeing this happen. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They're going through it with you. So if let's say for instance, it takes years, right? Let's say you've been together for 10 years and 5 years it was great, but then the next 5 y'all was just going through it. It was just going downhill,
Right.
downhill, downhill. Then, after the end of the 5 years, boom, you decide to split. And your reason is because, oh well, what moved me 5 years ago don't move me now. Is that really fair when you guys came into a unionship and you was a certain way and I was a certain way, and that's what attracted me to you? It might be certain qualities that you're saying now, like, oh, well, that's not what I'm about no more, and it might be like that's exactly what I was attracted to, though, or this was the thing that I really that endured you about, but now you're saying that this isn't even who you are, and this isn't even what you're about. Like, of course, I'm not feeling you the same way now. You know what I mean? And then is that even really fair? Because like, how do you just change like that? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, life changes, we all change, but you don't change overnight. And if this is what you're doing, then you owe it to your partner and say, you know what? I'm not the person you think I am. Before we get deep, 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 deep down the rabbit hole, and then it's like hard to get out of it.